Hello, America. Welcome to the Heavy Montes podcast, my comedy show. Now, America, now you know in your heart that the Republican Party are some notorious liars. Now, America, they are trying to take things too far, trying to use fair tactics, indicting congressmen, also beat the crap out of U.S. senators. You saw what they did to Senator Alex Padilla today. Watch the video. He came into the place. He was trying to speak, but before he could say anything, they grabbed him. Three of them grabbed him. He said, "I'm a U.S. senator." They said, "Yeah, you might be a U.S. senator, but we don't know. You look a spanked us." And they grabbed him and dragged him out, put handcuffs on him, and took him to jail. He came on TV. Tears was almost coming out of his eyes. And I know he couldn't believe it because if somebody did it to me, I'd have been freaked out. They probably had to call an ambulance, you know what I'm saying? I would have been freaking out if they grabbed me or you. Imagine how that feels. You know, 3, 4 of Trump goons grabbing you and handcuffing you. Tell you better not ask any questions. America, this is what we have been reduced to. We have been reduced to a government that's ran and controlled by state-run media and a South African immigrant. And they're making as much money as they can. But America, the Republicans are some sneaky, slimy guys, And the people that vote for them, overwhelmingly, were really, really brought into the cult strategically, Now, we'll break it down to you right now with a fucking sound. What's happening in America? Let's start with the maggot church. Everywhere you go, there's a maggot church. Okay? There's a church on every dog on street, almost, in most of American cities. So you infiltrate the churches, and get the people on your side. You got to kick Jesus out. So you get on out of here, you gone, and bring in Donald John Trump. The modern day maggot Jesus. This Jesus don't give a crap. This Jesus going all the way over to the dark side, doing all kind of stuff. First of all, he showed that he don't respect women. So any women that voted for Donald Trump, in my opinion, don't respect themselves. You don't respect yourself. Because what the cult does, the cult took away God and said that Trump was king. And he believed it. The cult took away God and made Trump king. Said that Trump can lead us to the promised land. And he did. He took them, and the promised land means putting their feet across our neck, hanging out in our bedrooms, telling us who to love, who to hang out with, telling us who to marry. A black man can't marry a white woman. Can't do this, can't do that. You know why? Because we said so. You see what I'm saying, America? This is ridiculous. And this is against what they're doing against every American. There is no American, unless you are in a cult, can agree with what the hell the Republican Party is doing to you and to us. We don't need to be playing around with these clowns, America. These guys are really, really clowns. And this time, they have revealed themselves to us. We know what they did because they did something for a change. And what they did was show the true colors of who they are. Racist to the core. Misogynist to the core, America. The worst of the worst. Some are Nazis. Some are white supremacists. Some are Christian nationalists. Some are modern day handmaidens, and they want to control the nation. Huh? Samuel Alito, one of their leaders, was sorry, dirty dog. He said when they flew the flag upside down, because they can do that to the flag, but you do it and see what happens to you. Huh? They be talking about you like a dog. They got all kind of flags. They do anything they want to the flag because they're superior America. You see what I'm saying? I see all different kind of flags, what they do to the American flag. You see? And so Samuel Alito said that somebody has to win. And everybody was looking around and said, we didn't know we'd been in a fight. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Liberals don't know we're in a fight because when the Republican Party are talking about liberals are saying nobody is going to believe this nonsense. Liberals, you're wrong. Huh? You acted too late. You didn't defend the lie. You let Fox News go on. When you had power, you could have called in Fox News people and said you're a bunch of lying scumbags and yanked their license. Huh? The first thing Trump did was destroy our press. ABC, CBS, you know what I'm saying? NBC, all the other ones, you got to go watch me to get the truth, or you got to watch the Midas Touch, I Had It News, things like that. Occupied Democrats. We got a ton of people on the web now. We don't need that garbage. It's fake. Just like Trump said, because he controls the fake media. He is the fake media because the fake media work for him, and 30 of them is in his cabinet. Huh? He put an ignorant man in charge of our military. Huh? You know? You heard what he did. He gave aid and comfort to the enemy. Said, we come on the bomb at 9:30. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? He put our pilots' lives in jeopardy, and Trump didn't get rid of them. Huh? You see? And they want to put Hillary in jail for little small stuff, and then he keep doing it. They keep using a private email server. Huh? You see? But when you're in a cult, you get your news from Fox News, propaganda, right-wing media, and all these crazy people that's hanging on to, the Democratic Party, they're really doing bad. Yeah, they're bad. They're out of power. But baby, when we get back in power and you give us, what we need, enough people to pass bills, our policies and actions will prove for themselves. Huh? And this time we got to communicate America. We got to keep people like me speaking and saying, look, this is what the Democratic Party is doing for you. And make that comparison, because the Republican Party is saying, we're no different. Both of us. You are different. You're different now. There is nothing like Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump said that, I heard, that Joe Biden really had passed away a while back, and they replaced him with a robot. Okay? Said that on a Monday. And then as soon as something happened, he said, Joe Biden is alive. It's his fault. The economy is bad. And he's been in over 100 days. This stuff is yours. Now, my wife told me, she said, when you go to the supermarket, because I do all the shopping, she said, when you go to the supermarket, I think you can only still get 2 dozen of eggs. And I said, I thought Donald Trump told us that the egg prices were going down. I was like a fool going in there, get the, 4 or 5, cartons of eggs, because I believed him. Man, you can't believe the damn thing coming out of Donald Trump's mouth. They just lied. And I don't know why. Excuse me. I don't know why they do that. And the lies are obvious. But when you're in a cult and you're a racist here, racists don't care. When I was a little boy, we had, food. We had livestock, chickens, anything you want to eat. You know, my mom taught me how to cook when I was like 11, 12 years old. Everybody could tell you I can cook anything. And the poor whites didn't have anything I saw. Real bad. But those poor whites had one thing. They were in black, they said. You see? They were in black. Starving. You know. And we want to give them some food. Hey, help. Hey. We want to see people eat. Because we don't know cruelty. You know, we don't know, minorities don't know cruelties. We are so happy to be in this country and be as free and a democracy. Yeah. So I don't understand why the Hispanics aren't, one. You better be one now. Because any Hispanic that vote for a Republican after what they're doing to our people, you know what I say? May the curse of the maggots be upon you. Huh? Because everything that Donald Trump touched, he curses. He cursed the nation. We went from number 1 to number 0. You say, he's a fool. He's dumb. An ignorant man. You know. And I want to say one thing before I leave. Don't be voting for those Republicans. Call your senator. Remember the protest is coming up. Protect yourself. You see things getting ready to break out, get the hell out of there. Get home. Because Donald Trump, they're dirty. You see what they're trying to do to the people. And go out and tell all your friends to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because I want everybody to know that the voices are out there. And we're building this channel. We're taking our time. 1 or 2 a day. We don't care. We're having fun. And we're talking to the American people. It's like a ministry, they say. Like a church ministry. Talking to you. And I'll tell you, this program is dedicated to all my followers on Blue Sky and all my followers on Facebook. We're going to get them doing the midterms. Have a great day, America.